example 1 says factor x squared minus 2x minus 15. So how we do this is we have a 2 by 2 box. This is just a very visual way to factor. You can do it a lot of other different ways, but this is how they teach you in the tutorial. So I'm going to show you this way. I actually use this way too when I factor. So I like it. So this x squared term is going to go up here. So right now it's technically like a 1x squared. So if you can put it like that. And then this constant term, this negative 15, is going to go in the bottom right. Okay. And then because it's a 1x squared, well, first of all, let me do this. We want to find 4 outside pieces. And we're basically just going to be finding the area of each of these boxes over and over. So for example, to get the inside of this green box here, to get 1x squared, the only things that multiply to 1x squared is 1x and 1x. I guess you could do 1x squared and 1, but 1x times 1x is 1x squared. Okay. So now I need to find 2 things that multiply to negative 15. So not only do they have to multiply to negative 15, so I'm going to say blank times blank equals negative 15, but those 2 blanks have to at the same time add to the middle term, which is negative 2. It's kind of weird, hang with me. But they also have to add to negative 2. So what 2 numbers multiply to negative 15 and at the same time add to negative 2? Well, let's see, we can say, for example, 1 times negative 15 equals negative 15, but 1 plus negative 15 does not equal negative 2. So we know it's not 1 and negative 15. Now let's try negative 1 and positive 15. Negative 1 times positive 15 is negative 15, but negative 1 plus 15 is still not negative 2. It's not that. I know by now you're thinking 3 and 5. So let's do negative 3 plus 5. That equals negative 15. Negative 3 plus 5. Well, negative 3 plus 5 is a positive 2. So let's try switching our signs. Let's do positive 3 times negative 5. And then positive 3 plus negative 5. There we go. That equals negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put, it doesn't matter where, I'm going to put the positive 3 here and then negative 5 over here. And positive 3 times negative 5 gives me the inside of this red box. So now I just need to find this purple box and this purple box. Okay, so I'm going to take 1x times 3, and that equals 3x. And then to find this box over here, I'm going to do 1x times negative 5, because 1x is my width, and then negative 5 is my length, and that equals negative 5x. All of that so I could find my factored form. And we're going to put it in parentheses on top and then parentheses on the side. So on top, make it a little bit smaller. I have 1x minus 5. I'm getting that from right here. And then on the side, I have 1x, and that's a positive 3. And that is my factored form. So I think the most confusing part could be this part down here. So if you need to rewind and listen to how I think through that again, go ahead and do so. But these are probably some of the hardest questions that will be in this class. So if it takes you a little bit longer to figure it out, don't worry. Okay, example number 2 is find the area of the rectangle. So remember, area, before I even do anything, area is length times width. So my length is this one up here, 7x minus 3, and then my width is 3x minus 4. So I'm going to multiply those together. So it's down here, 7x minus 3 and 3x minus 4. And we're going to use the distributive property. It's also called FOIL. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this 7x and I'm going to multiply it by everything in the other parenthesis. So 7x times 3x, we're multiplying, is 21x squared. 7 times 3 is 21. X times x is x squared. Then I'm going to multiply 7x by the other thing in the parenthesis, which is negative 4. 7x times negative 4. Well, 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. Then we have the x. Now we're going to do the same thing with the negative 3. I'm going to take this negative 3 and multiply it by everything in the other parenthesis. So negative 3 times 3x. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. X. And then negative 3 times negative 4. Negative 3 times negative 4 is a positive 12. And now we're almost done. We're super close. But we can combine our like terms. So we only have 1x squared. It's 21x squared. We have a constant at the end, but in the middle we have x's. So what is negative 28x minus 9x? And that equals negative 37x. So I have 21x squared minus 37x plus 12. And that is my final answer. That's my area. And there we go. Now you can also go back up to example number 1 and do that same thing to check your work. Because if you FOIL our answer here, you should get our original equation here. And I can show you that really quick before we go. So I'm going to take this 1x and multiply it by everything in the other parenthesis. So let's do 1x times 1x is 1x squared. And then 1x times 3 is just 3x. Now we're going to do the same thing with negative 5. Negative 5 times 1x is minus 5x. And then minus 5 times 3 is minus 15. We can combine our terms in the middle because we have x's. 3x minus 5x is minus 2x. And then I still have the 1x squared and minus 15. And guess what? We got the same answer as we did up there. So you can always check your work when you're factoring. Just FOIL or distribute your answer, and your answer should give you your original equation. It's a little bit more work, but it is nice to know that you got the right answer.